WNYathletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors, Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna, home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area: Amherst, Buffalo, Depew, Lancaster, and Orchard Park. Western New York Immediate Care is now offering telemedicine services to provide you care anytime, anywhere. Visit WNY Immediate Care on-site or virtually at WNYimmediatecare.com. Logistics Plus Buffalo is your go-to resource for all your transportation needs. LP moves freight of all shapes and sizes all across the world. Call LP Buffalo today at 716-877-9653 or email buffalo@logisticsplus.com. AdPro Sports. AdPro is the largest team sports dealers and brand merchandise providers in the nation. For a variety of custom merchandise solutions, from apparel to promotional items, visit adprosports.com. Empire Electric. For all your home, business, or office electrical needs, call Empire Electric at 716-634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330. WNYathletics.com would like to thank today's sponsors, Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Ready to sell your home? Visit howardhanna.com today. Howard Hanna, home happens here. Western New York Immediate Care, with 4 convenient locations in the Buffalo area. 634-0330. Free estimates and financing available for all customers. Empire Electric. Call 716-634-0330.
Hey everybody, Francis back along with Joe Daniel, bringing you the Week 2 edition of the Friday Night Final Drive. Last week, if you tuned in, I was joined by Jack Cruiser. We traded him out. He's doing one of our games. He's doing the Wilson-Franklinville-Elkville game. We got Joe back in the seat. You know, he was with me almost all of last year.
Yeah, a few games last year. Yeah, we kicked Jack out, sent him back to the booth. I think he's having fun there tonight with his game, but it's good to be back with you. I saw you a couple times over the summer. We did a couple shows last year. A lot of fun. A little bit of new format this year. Can't wait to get going here for the next couple hours.
Yeah, why don't we
take Friday Night Lights.
Watching 8 games. Oh, let me
One other
take care of the audio here. We have a couple audio streams up. Okay. I have one of the games still up. There we go. Okay. So now you can hear us right now. You can see on your screen right now we have 8 games going live on your screen. We'll be able to dip into 3 of those with an audio, so we'll be able to do like sort of a live look into the game. The full broadcast here you can check out. So we'll have that almost like a red zone type of deal.
Yeah, a red zone, but no Scott Hansen. I was promised Scott Hansen. Francis is here. That's okay, though.
Well, you'll have to make do with that. But we have 8 games going on. So, Joe, why don't we look at our board so you can kind of see them all going, but we'll mention the scores and all of them. What do we have in Game 1?
Yeah, so Game 1, we got Wilson, Lakemen going on against Franklin-Ellicottville. Franklin-Ellicottville scored first. They are up 8-0 in that game in the first quarter. Randolph is playing CSP. Randolph got off to an early lead, 8-0, but CSP looks like they just got a field goal. Yep, a field goal. Francis, a field goal in a high school game. Good for them. I'd love to see that. But nonetheless, it's 8-3 in that game. Game 3 tonight that you're going to see on the board, Hamburg and Will East. Looks like it's still 0-0. OP in Jamestown. That is a game number 4. You'll see in the box. Is that 24? 14-7 for Jamestown. Grand Island, West Seneca East. Grand Island's got a 7-6 lead. West Seneca East did score first in that game. North Tonawanda come back, take a 7-6 lead over Sweet Home. And no scores in the other 2 games you see on the big board.
All right, so yeah, you can see a lot of scores there. Let's take a look. It looks like Game 3 right now. That's their Hamburg. Will East is down towards the goal line. So why don't we take a look in? So Hamburg, Will East. Let me move our camera. I know you don't want to see our faces that much. There, let me get that out of the way of the scoreboard. Which is Game 3. we're still getting used to the new setup here.
Yeah, it's like an alternate cast, right?
Yeah, alternate cast. Okay, let me move that up there. Now you can see the scoreboard fully. So 0-0 between Will East and Hamburg. We'll bring in a little bit of audio here. I don't think Tim has any audio on it.
Well,
yeah,
that's okay, Francis, because I was actually at the Hamburg game last week against Lockport. Hamburg won that game 16-15. It was a good game. They really struggled in turnovers and stuff, but they had a good, strong running game, so they're looking to go 2-0 in the season.
Yeah, right now it's 0-0. Looks like Will East has the ball. I can't tell if they're heading to. I think they have it inside the 10. But let's see. Let's go back to our 8 screen. Let's see what other games are getting close. Have action going on. It looks like. Why don't we go to Game 6, the NT Sweet Home game? Let's see who has the ball. Looks like Sweet Home has the ball at the 5-yard line. Unfortunately, the scoreboard they have there is a little bit blotted out by the sun, but we'll bring in a little bit of audio. Joe Kraus is doing PA there. So looks like we have a. The ball hits the ground. Quarterback goes there, and that's a huge loss for the Panthers inside the 10. That brings them back about 20 yards.
Yeah, that's a tough mistake. Being that close to a touchdown after getting that first one, and it looks like it's going to cost them here.
I think that's a turnover. It sounds like it's a turnover
on downs. So they were going for it on 4th down. Plus, that gives the North Tonawanda a better field position than where they would have had the ball if they had been stopped there.
Yeah. So let's go back to Game 3. So it looks like 1st and goal. Will East has it. Looks like they got stopped around the 5-yard line over there. Inside, so looks like it'll be 2nd and goal for this Will East team. They came out. They had a big win against Will South last week. Dorian Falcon was a Connolly Cup nominee last year. I want to pull up his name on my phone so I can get it right. I know I just looked at it earlier. He had a great play. So, all right, after this play, I'll get you his name. But right now, it's inside. Joe, take away the call.
Here's a pitch to the right side. They're going to get stopped. And Hamburg really did a good job here on this last week, forcing turnovers. They forced a lot of big stops. Lockport had 2 touchdowns in that game. One was a long kickoff return, and one was a short field drive. So Hamburg really has that stout defense and made up for it with the turnover. So that's going to, let's say, bring up 2nd down. They haven't updated maybe 3rd down here. Give us a second. It might be a little bit of a delay there.
So I just looked it up. I just pulled it up because I want to get up. Dorian Faison Jr., who I believe just took that handoff. He was the one who was nominated for the Connolly Cup in Week 1. He put on a fantastic performance for the Williams-Lease Flames as they took on the Will South on Friday night, handing in Joe Licata's debut over at Will South as head coach.
How about Joe Licata back at his alma mater, too?
Snap?
Yeah, they're going to pass. And, just a little too far out there. It was a good effort by the receiver. And that would have been a touchdown as he did beat the corner on that play.
All right, let's go back to the 8 screen right here. Let's see what's else going on. It looks like we just had – let's go to Game 1. I won't pull in the audio yet. It looks like it's 8-8 between Wilson and Franklinville-Ellicottville. So it looks like Wilson just scored to tie the game in that one. We'll jump back into that in a little bit. Let's go back to Game 3 as Williamsville East lines up 3rd and goal. Joe, take it away.
Sorry. So 3rd and goal here. All right, let's see if Hamburg can get another stop here. They need to stop at least more times. This is 4-down territory this close to the goal line. They're going to throw again, looking right. And it looks like it was caught. It was. Nice throw on that slant. That was a perfect slant. Got in front of the defender. He used his big body, and Will East is going to get on the board there in Hamburg.
Yeah, let's see. It was number 1 who made the catch. We'll pull up their roster in just a second here. That was right. Number 1?
Yeah, I looked at number 1.
Yeah,
yep.
Dorian Faison Jr. I just mentioned him, so they put him out to pass. He makes the catch and puts – oh, no. Or was it incomplete?
It was incomplete?
It was incomplete.
Oh,
I apologize.
My apologies as well. It looked like he had completed that pass.
Oh, no, wait a minute. No, I think it was because they're lining up for an extra point right now.
Yeah.
So that was good. So, yeah, he gets Williamsville East on the board. So you're going to see they're going to hit that extra point.
And it was good.
It was
you know
good.
what these officials, sometimes they take their time. Like, when I'm at a game, I'm like, okay, you can't tell. They do take their time with that. Okay, so it's 7-0 there with Will East over Hamburg.
All right. Why don't we check out Game 4 right now? That's Jamestown Orchard Park. Actually, it looks like they're going. Oh, they just hit the end of the first quarter.
Let's go to screen 1. I think I saw a big play there. Yeah.
See, there's a run up the middle. You know what? Why don't we take the call from Jack Cruiser and Mike Fada?
Evan Wolf was in on the tackle.
I feel like it's a very important set of downs here for Wilson. They just answered. They went all the way down. They can't make it too easy here for the Titans.
One receiver out to the left. It's Noah Schenk. Nuzzo pumps right, goes right, still on his feet. John Nuzzo turns the corner, touchdown! The second rushing John Nuzzo extends the lead.
Another designed run. You could just tell Nuzzo is a confident runner. And Wilson's got to find a solution for him if they have one.
Less than a minute has gone by since the Wilson score.
Yeah, that was a nice touchdown run on a 2nd and 11. Just found some space, beat all the defenders right down the sideline, and a big touchdown there.
All right, we're going into Game 8. Sorry to cut you off, Joe, as it looks like it's Southwestern has the ball inside the goal. It looks like it's I'm sure they're inside the 10 yet, but it looks like they're very close to the goal line. They might be just outside the 10-yard line, but we have a timeout over there. Let's head back to our 8 screen right now. A bunch of games going on. I just got a score on my phone. I'm told Dunkirk's up 7-0 over Olean in that game. Right now in that game. Let's take a look at Twitter at the moment. We have ended the first quarter. St. Francis is tied with Kellenberg 0-0.
That's pretty good. On the road there, it's a tough matchup for them.
Falconer is up 21-0 over East Aurora Holland end of the first quarter. In that one, let's see. It looks like Noah Sykes had the 1-yard touchdown that was in the Dunkirk game. That's how they got the 7-0 lead over those teams. End of first, we saw. Let's see. I think we're caught up over there. Why don't we pull back into our Southwestern game right now? It's Southwestern with the ball. Looks like it's 2nd and 10, just outside. No, we're going to Game 4 actually, where it looks like Orchard Park just scored a touchdown. Let's go in the audio.
It's Jackson Newlove, the senior, and they're 1 point away from knotting it up.
Gosella's got an arm on him, Jake. He rolled out to his left. He set his feet. He cocked that arm. There was very good coverage in the end zone there, and Gosella just fired a fastball in there. And then the receiver, great job holding on to it in the end zone through contact. And Orchard Park is an extra point away from tying this game.
Kick is on the way, and it is good.
Back and forth to go, Jake.
And just like that, the offense is firing on all cylinders.
So a little back and forth action here is OP and Jamestown tied at 14.
All right, let's head back to that Southwestern game. It's like Southwestern has the ball just outside the 10. Throw to the right side. It's caught, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Southwestern. They go on the board as they are taking on Depew, so they take the lead over Southwestern. First score of the game that makes it 6-0, pending the extra point over there. So great play. You could kind of see it. The quarterback just looked to the right side. I believe that was his tight end who made the catch and just kind of slipped into the end zone. So we have the first score in that game. So let's stay on. Let's see if they are going to go for two, the extra point in that game.
Because as we know, the extra point, the 2-point conversion, you never know what they're going to go for or if that's going to be completed.
So it looks like they are going for they're just going to do the extra point, unless they do a fake, which would be cool.
This isn't Madden, Francis, but let's see. That kick looks up, and it's good.
Good.
So they have taken a 7-0 lead with 17 seconds to go in the first quarter.
All right. Let's see if there's any other games on our screen that are close to, to the goal line. Why don't we check out game number 5? This is the Grand Island West Seneca East game. Looks like it's 7-6. The Vikings. They took a tough loss last week to Western New York Maritime. So they come back. They are now leading West Seneca East 7-6. This is another Lawn League game. We're going to go to game 2.
Like game 2, it looks like we got a touchdown here.
And let's pull in.
So Conley trots in for 6. This is a 15, could potentially be a 15 or 16-3 ball game, depending on what Randolph does here. I would assume they're going for 2.
Conley's still out there. They're going for 2. And that's the first rush touchdown of the year for Conley. He's not super well known for running the ball himself. First game, including kneel downs, 10 runs for 0 yards. So he's back in positive yardage with that one. But here comes the 2.
And the rollout, it's actually a fake, but Conley's going to be dropped.
Burchanovsky was the first guy there.
At about his own 15-yard line, so 2-point conversion, no good. Still, though, 14-3 ball game. And if you're CSP, you're going to have to start mixing it up defensively, showing different kind of schemes, maybe stunt the defensive lineman a little bit, switch the gap.
That was Conley's first touchdown of the season. Just heard that normally, they did this game last week for them, but they've jumped off to a 14-3 lead here in the second quarter.
All right, let's, on that point, do we see any teams in the red zone? I'm trying to look. I don't think so. Let me just check game. Yeah, I don't believe, on that note, we have games, or none of them really are in the red zone, so I think this is a good point to take a break. Joe, why don't you take us there?
All right, you are watching the Friday Night Final Drive with Francis Beck and Joe Daniel here on W1MI Athletics, and we'll be right back after a short break.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Final Drive. Francis Beck, Joe and Daniel. Week 2 edition of the show. If you didn't tune in last week, you can see right now it's sort of a red zone style show. We have 8 games going live that we're pulling feeds from. We're going in and out of these games. Some of these games are our own broadcast, so we're able to pick up the actual live audio of those games. We can right now. You can see Jack and Mike Fata on your screen. On your left side of your corner, the top left corner of them, they look like they're having a fun time up in Wilson over there. So why don't we check in? Let's see where our games are. Let's check in on game number 5. Let's see who has the ball over there. Looks like Grand Island's making a run. They're inside. They're at the 10-yard line with the ball.
Yeah, and Grand Island here up 7-6, and they have a good chance here inside the red zone. They trailed in this game 6-0, so they're looking to get 2 straight scores with 6:43 remaining in the, France looks like the second quarter,
Second
right?
quarter,
Second
yeah.
quarter. And it's a 1st and 10. Ball's at the 10. Mind you, we're looking actually at the scoreboard here. They're trying to run right, and they're going to chase right out of bounds. And that was really good defense by West Seneca East. They just read that very quickly and forced them right out of bounds. Maybe gained a yard or two, but they're not going to get much on that play.
Yeah, let me just see how St. West Seneca East. Let's see how they did last week. Oh no, they played on, I believe, on Saturday. If I can pull up their score, yeah, they defeated Cheektowaga 27-24. They were up actually pretty big in the fourth quarter, and Cheektowaga almost made a comeback, but fell just short as we come up on 2nd down.
So 2nd and 10, balls at the 10, gained no yards, lost no yards. They're going to try running this again to the left side and just swallowed right up there. Great defense again for the defensive line. They could not move that pile, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down as we switch screens here real quick.
All right, we're going to go to the Jamestown Orchard Park game. You can see this replay. Tree Drake, great pass over the middle to his receiver. Gets inside the 15-yard line. Let's jump in. Jake Fyack, Sean McHugh on the call.
Drake, toss play to now Sanchez, trying to cut back up, but he's immediately tackled and brought down. Some nice one-on-one tackling there by the Orchard Park defender.
Yeah, Jamestown tried to get Sanchez on the edge right there. Orchard Park does a great job with contain, both at the defensive line level and with the safeties and corners coming up. Sanchez, the play was to the pylon, and the outside was taken away, and when he tried to bounce it back inside, he met a linebacker's shoulder pads. And that play is not going anywhere when it's defended that well. Again, though, they're tight up top, and they're motioning to a 3-wide to the bottom.
Here's now for a one-on-one play into the end zone, and it will fall in.
All right, we're going to head to game 2 where it looks like CSP just scored. Pass over the middle. I believe it was, or actually to the right side was caught. Let's see if they pull up a replay on that one.
And as we're waiting on that, Orchard Park, Jamestown, as we just saw, that pass from Drake was incomplete, but it was a beautiful throw. Just could not be completed. That's 3rd down on there as we wait the next play in the Randolph CSP game.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have an extra point attempt from the Wildcats. Oh, and we just saw a big sack there.
He is brought down immediately. The pass by the right side of the offensive line and bringing him down to set up a big 4th down. It's hard to tell from this angle who down. It looked like it might have been either.
Yeah, it almost looked like Von Miller there trying to make the play. As we can see, CSP makes the extra point. So that's going to make it 14-10. Randolph over in that game over there. So now it's 4th and 21. Sorry, Joe.
You took my pen. Usually I lose the pen.
Oh, and it looks like that was knocked down by the Orchard Park defender. So the Orchard Park defense, you can see the replay here, makes a big stop.
Yeah, on a 4th and 21, that's tough because the ball's going in the end zone, and they really just forced it to the receiver. 4 defenders right there. That didn't have a chance.
All right, let's go back to our 8 screen. Let's see what other games are happening. Or let's see what other games are doing right now. I see some action going on in our bottom right corner, game number 8. I wonder if looks like that game might be at halftime.
Yeah, it's at the Pew Southwestern game.
Southwestern.
And we still have that game as a 7-0 score for Southwestern.
I want to pull up game 5 real quick. So it looks like West Seneca East had the ball, so it's still 7-6. So it looked like the Trojans made a goal line stand. So they're still down 1 point in that game with the ball inside the 20. So good defensive stand for the Trojans, and that one we'll keep an eye on that. Let's head back to our 8 screen. What is it, Octobox? Octobox.
Yeah, you only hear that in the NFL Red Zone like the first couple weeks of the season, but gets Scott Hansen so excited. And look at Francis excited for the Octobox. We've seen the Octobox before NFL Red Zone. This is amazing. Look at this nice run from West Seneca East.
Oh, just missed it on our screen. It was on our preview screen, but yeah, just you can see where the ball ended up. It was just a nice run up the middle over there.
That was probably based on where they had the ball, looking at about a 20-yard run maybe. 17, so the ball's going up to 38, for instance. 17-yard run on that play.
So now West Seneca East has the ball, shotgun formation. Quarterback looking over to Coach Jim Marino, longtime coach at West Seneca East.
I think we were at a game a couple years ago with Seneca East. They're going to take this one up. Oh, nice run again. Look at that hole. First down and more. Pushing that pile, 40, inside the 40. You're looking at about, let's see, 12, about a 20-yard run again. So the last two plays for West Seneca East have really gotten a lot of yards.
Well, they're known for their running attack, and once they get their line going, it's really hard for them to stop. They can, it's a simple offense they run, but they run it effectively. And you know what? That matters more than, you can't overcomplicate things.
No.
In a game. Especially with high school kids, you can't overcomplicate things. So it's always, it's a simple offense. They know what they're doing. It's about getting the best kids they can with the ball and making holes for them, and their linemen have easy blocking assignments, and they just execute them really well.
And let's see, it was either a timeout, there might have been a penalty there. It's 1st and 15, so they lose 5 yards at the 43.
All right, let's go back to our 8th screen right now. Do we have any? Let's see if we have anybody in the red zone right now. 7? 7. It looks like we just had a score in that game. Do we know who it was? So looks like Will North just scored. We apologize. We don't have a scoreboard on our Frontier feed. Frontier is facing Will North, but we believe the Spartans just scored in that one. It looks like they'll line up for an extra point in that one. So Spartans up in that game. I just got an alert. 7-6 Dunkirk at halftime over Olean. Let's head back to. So it looks like Will
let's
North.
see what they do on this extra point.
All right, yeah. So we have the extra point right now for Williamsville North. Of course, they are led by Kendall Donovan. He had the fastest 40 time at the cross.
See, they're going to fake it. And it is incomplete. Look at that. How about that? I was nervous. France, I'm like, let's stay in this game. And son of a gun, they went for 2. They didn't get it, but they're only getting a touchdown, but still, great job there.
Yeah, it looks like Franklinville-Ellicottville is now up 16-8 in that game. But CSP has the ball deep in their own. It looks like that ball got you can't see it on your screen. It looks like a ball got deflected. The CSP pass got deflected at the line, almost at a very dangerous area as we look into this. Now let's go over to Orchard Park, Jamestown. Looks like Jamestown has the ball back already, and they're already in deep. They're already near the 20. Let's jump in. Jake McHugh on the call.
Right once more, and he's immediately stuffed and thrown down immediately. Right at the line of that play. Pick up of 24 yards in that one play. He cut the yardage in half. Ball now at the 24-yard line as the clock ticks. Less than seconds to go in the first half.
And if you're Jamestown, you have no reason to hurry right here. Take your time, work this play clock down inside 10 seconds without any question. You want to get, because you just want to get into the half, because the thing is, Jamestown will get the second.
All right, let's jump in. It looks like Sweet Home just scored. I didn't catch who ran it in, but they run it up the middle. Of course, the scoreboard is cleared out, so we can't see the score right now, but we do know Sweet Home just scored in that one. So we'll see what they do. In the meantime, why don't we head back to the Jamestown Orchard Park game. See if we can, I have a source over at Antique and work on that scoreboard over there.
And get his hand on there to swat it down.
That's the second drive in a row where a good-looking pass play got batted down. Parker's done a really good job of getting in the lane and just making things just that much more difficult for Trey Drake, because you're just doing a really good job of getting hands up, getting some pressure, and making sure they're doing everything they can to knock him off his mark.
Now they got Sean O'Brien in the slot side on the left side. Now he'll motion from left to right. And here's the give over to Melendez. Trying to use his legs. Breaks one defender and gets tackled by two quicker defenders as they get close to the.
The play was obviously designed to get a first down, but I think the worst-case scenario is what you got here because the thing is, even if he wasn't going to get it, very manageable for go on 4th and 20 from the red zone. You're going on 4th and 3. That just makes sense.
Pick up a 7, and it'll be a 4th and short. They go 4 wide, trips to the right, 1 to the left.
Freeney's one-on-one with no safety help again. You have to look. That's got to be your first read. And I know Trey Drake has reads. He's good enough.
Here's the snap.
It was.
And a timeout called by Orchard Park, stopping the clock at 3 minutes and 26 seconds in the first.
Park, Jamestown, 4th and 3. This could be a second big stop here.
We do have a timeout in that. We do want to mention, though, West Seneca East did score. It's now 14-7, 1:58 left in the second quarter of that game. So that was sorry we missed that conclusion for you West Seneca East Grand Island folks out there. We missed the conclusion of that drive, but wanted to pass along that update over there. We'll get back to Orchard Park in just a second. That game, just a second. Over there. It looks like they're in a commercial break.
Remember, we don't show commercials here.
Well, we do. Well, we don't want to show you the commercials.
We don't
from
show
the other
the commercials.
Game. We're going to play our commercials, and we're going to give you action of another game happening.
Yes, that's true.
As we look, let's see, what else is going on here?
Looks like Hamburg's at halftime, right?
Yeah, looks like Hamburg's at halftime. Why don't we bring up
is it screen 2?
Yeah, screen 2, our CSP Randolph game. We'll jump in with Colin Wood and Norm Rodriguez on the call.
Timeout. So 1:44 left in the half, and Randolph ahead over CSP 14-10. And we'll be right back for more action. Stick around.
Sometimes it just isn't your day. We all need a little help from time to time. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care. And we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party...
Welcome back, everyone. 4th and a mile for the Wolfpack. We have another update around the league. Maple Grove Cassadaga Faulkner putting the hurt on East Aurora Holland. What is the score right now?
41-0 as Hensdale's about to punt. Slade and Hinder, the deep man. This is going to go right to Slade. Around the, he bobbled
Slade
it.
drops
it's
it.
Enough. And it looked like he fell on it. So Slade able to alertly recover that bobble. And if CSP would have recovered that, you can't advance them off. But very fortunate, and not a minute 36, that's a lot of time for Randolph. And the catch, though, is, from what I see, they're out of timeouts. So they may need to put it in the air a couple of times.
They are out of timeouts. I assume maybe they'll try and run a few plays.
Also, though, first down, stop the clock.
And if they can't get anything going, I assume they'll just be content to try to take this into the half. If they don't get anywhere quick in a hurry. So what could have been 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack at the Cardinal 36 is now 1st and 10 for Randolph at their own 36. This time they spread it out a little bit, 2 receivers each side. Conley drops back, and this is going to be caught
up at halftime here. As we show you the Octobox here with all our sponsors, Howard Hanna, Immediate Care, Trent Trophy, Cross Training. Thank you for all your support this year and letting us be at all these games to give these kids their dues. So thank you so much, and please, go out and support these companies as well. Francis Back, Joe Daniel here, Friday Night Drive.
And if you know any companies who want to sponsor high school sports, send them to us that like what we do or want to be part of the community. We don't have a, if you want to be, I think it's safe to say we're the leader in high school sports coverage in Western New York. We had over 1.5 million views in all of our videos and broadcasts last year. Reach out to us so you can be a part of that. I mean, you can be, you know, we saw Western New York Immediate Care, Howard Hanna, you know, have done great things with us. We're always looking for more sponsors. Please, we need you guys to keep this going. It's for the kids. You know, we're not here. We're not doing this to make, you know, tons of money off of this. We're here to. We just need your support to keep us up and going. So as we look back at the 8 box, let's see any games inside. Why don't we head back to our Orchard Park Jamestown game?
And look where Jamestown is again. I feel like every time we have turned it on, they've been in the same spot inside the 30. They've gotten stopped on 4th down the last 2 drives. Orchard Park has the ball here this time, but Orchard Park's going to get a nice gain here. Look at this, the 45-50. So they've been stopped the last 2 times. This time Orchard Park here gets the ball over midfield.
Yeah, great play off to the receiver, getting it on the outside. Although I do have to say, to your point, it seems like every time we tune into this game, the ball is
in that area.
In that area.
To be fair, it was. But I just apologize. I had the wrong team. France, my eyes are not as good as they used to be when I was in high school. You're just a few years younger than me, right? So 1st and 10, 2:12 remaining. So this is a big drive here. It's been a really good game here in Orchard Park. And I just going to fall forward here, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down.
Do you have a scoring update? It is now 28-7 Sweet Home over North Tonawanda. Just got that text update. Now we're having troubles with that scoreboard. That game is at the half right now. Hopefully that half is over fairly soon.
So 28-7 Sweet Home.
Looks like Grand Island, West Seneca East are also at the half, 14-7 in that game. We'll pull up the 8 screens for you for just a second. You can see that 7-0 at the half. Williamsville East over Hamburg. 14-14, I believe, in our game 4. So Hamburg or Jamestown and Orchard Park. We just have a big play.
Yeah, screen 4. I'll say we have a touchdown for Orchard Park.
That's how you go into a half right there, Jake. Beautiful. Fake the action. Everybody comes up. Grosella drops back, gets set, throws a rainbow, has a wide open receiver, makes the defensive back into the end zone, and with 1:19 left in the first half, the Orchard Park Quakers get their lead back.
A 48 touchdown pass from Gosella to Logan McMurray. One senior to another. Chance to go up by 7. The kick is on the way, and this one is good. With 1:19 remaining in the first half, Orchard Park regains their lead. We'll take a break in the action. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
All right, meantime, let's go over to Game 8. That's Southwestern with the ball on Depew. They're driving inside the 35. See a handoff to the running back. I believe that's Panis. Oh, nice gain off to the right side. Gets out of bounds. He got 10, 15, 20 yards?
Yeah, it was a little tough with the lighting on the right side, but it was a nice run. Just to go back with that other game, Orchard Park taking that lead, that was a touchdown pass from Gosella to McMurray, and they're up 21-14 late in the second quarter. And this is another, let's see, we had 7-7 this score here, Southwestern, right? Or 7, it's hard to see. It's 7-0.
7-0.
7-0. So a good opportunity here, again here for Southwestern.
Oh, now I just learned it's now Sweet Home 34-7 at the half over in that game. I just want to see what that screen looks like. So it looks like they scored just to end the half over there, Sweet Home. Sweet Home taking care of business. We'll head back to the 8 screen and take a look back at this Southwestern team now. Inside the 15 now, first down, ready to build on their lead.
A nice run here, and just great job coming up on the defense with the linebackers and the cornerbacks, and that's not going to go anywhere, really. I don't think he's going to lose any yards. Again, it's a little bit tough to see. We apologize with how the scoreboard is listed, but we'll do our best here.
See, 14-10 Randolph over CSP late in the second quarter. Why don't we go over to that game to get catch the end of that half?
Ball to start the second half. if you're the Wolfpack, you want to prevent anything disastrous from happening here. Try not to give up any points. Go into the locker room down 14-10, try to regroup and rearm.
And looks like it's going to be about a 20-yard penalty. Honestly, if I'm Randolph, I just put the knee on it and go into the second half with your lead. You don't want to risk.
All right, as we go back to the Southwestern Depew game, it's going to be 3rd down and 10, but Southwestern is threatening here inside the red zone. If we see anything else that goes on, we'll let you know here in the other 7 games that we have going on. A couple of them are at halftime, have entered the 3rd quarter. So with the Southwestern Depew game, Francis, are you surprised? It is one of the lower scoring games here, 7-0 only, but a good chance for Southwestern.
Well, Southwestern needs to come back. They took that tough loss to Iroquois last week. They lost by a couple touchdowns that game. Their defense got scored on. So I think the fact that it looks like they haven't given up any points is a really good sign for the Trojans.
Here's a chance for them.
I believe the quarterback got sacked on that play.
Yeah.
This camera here is from Southwestern. I believe it's an unmanned camera that they have that follows the action. I don't know what company exactly it's from or whatever, but
unfortunately,
just keep that in mind. Yeah, it's an unmanned camera.
It's a little difficult. It just even when you're in the game, sometimes it's hard to see what's going on the other side of the field. But nonetheless, they did get stopped there.
All right, so let's see what else is.
Well, we could just do a quick scoring update on the big board, what we got here. Franklin Ellicottville here up 26-8 over Wilson.
They're 22-8.
I'm sorry, 22-8 over Wilson. We got 14-10 Randolph over CSP. Will East still 7-0 over Hamburg.
Oh, we have a field goal here in this game.
Yeah, let's check the field goal. We go through the scores. OP and Jamestown, it's 24-21. Or 21-14, I apologize.
And the kick was good. Score just went up. So 10-0 Southwestern. And that was boot. I think that was maybe about 30, 40 yards for that kicker. And I don't have a name on them, but Southwestern takes the 10-0 lead on that field goal. That always comes in handy.
I'm curious what they're going to do here.
When you have that.
And how about this? 2
so
field goals we've seen be successful tonight.
Hey, you're right. All right, why don't we head back to game 2 for the end of that half?
Tackled, and that will be the end of the first half, folks. We have the Randolph Cardinals 14, CSP Wolfpack 10. Cardinals will get the ball to start the second half in what should be a barn burner of a thriller. Colin Wood and Norm Rodriguez.
All right, so that's the end of that half. Randolph leading CSP 14-0 at the half. We'll head back to our 8-box. Let's see what other games we have. Actually, you know what? I want to take a break. I just we were having some trouble with our Wilson stream. I think it's back and working over there, so we will.
We'll take a quick break.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break.
All right, so you are watching the Friday night final drive. I want to go slow, make sure we get to the break. The Friday night final drive here, week 2 action here on WMI Athletics. For Francis Baxter Daniel, we'll be right back after a quick timeout.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it. and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Friday night final drive here in WNY Athletics. We got 8 games on your screen right now. A lot of great games. It's a new format this year with Francis back. I'm Joe Daniel, where we can show you live cut-ins. We could talk about the games. Some of the games that we're at tonight, Jack Cruiser and Mike Fata at the Franklin Ellicottville at Wilson game. Norm Rodriguez and Colin Wood are at CSP Randolph. And then Jamestown OP, that'll be a tape delay game. Jake Fyack and Sean McHugh at that game. Just a one game that was a little surprise. Sweet Home North Tonawanda, 34-7 in that game. Depew Southwestern, it's 10-0. Southwestern got a touchdown and a field goal. But Jamestown and OP has been great back and forth. And really, OP's done a great job stopping Jamestown inside the red zone. But they got a late touchdown in that game, in that half, in the first quarter. So they're up 21-14 in that game. So a lot of great action here. And we hope you enjoy it here, as we're going to do this every Friday night, as we're going to cut into, it looks like the Hamburg-Willys game, Francis?
Yeah, it looks like 7-0. So second half action underway from Hamburg to Williamsville East with the ball and a 7-0 lead in that game. Looks like it's going to be second and short. We mentioned Williamsville East earlier, got a big win over Will South last week. Their running back, I want to get his name right, Dorian Faison Jr. He got the Connolly Cup nomination, put together a fantastic game against Will South. And, you know, this was a Will East team that last year was known for throwing the football. Sean Sanzone, I think he was like maybe a top 5, top 10 passer last year in all of Section 6 in Western New York. But they stuck with they got the ground game going really well last week. So you imagine if you saw an incomplete pass there from Sanzone. But if they can get the running game going and the passing game, Will East is going to be a scary team.
Yeah, and for Hamburg, listen, they turned the ball over a few times last week, right? But they were able to come away with the win. They got some great defensive stops. They've been really good defensively the last 2 games now, only giving up 2 really total touchdowns other than that special team. So, but a lot of pressure on that defense, and the offense can move the ball with the running game. They're still in this game, but a lot of pressure, again, having to stop Williamsville East inside their own 50 now.
All right, so it's going to be 3rd down and short for Will East. They passed on 2nd down. Let's see what they do. They are going to line up in the shotgun. You want to maybe delay up the middle or QB run. Let's see what they do. And
definitely a 2-down play here. You know, if they don't get on 3rd down, they're going to throw it out quick. And he did get the 1st down. He's going to get a lot more. And it looks like he's going to get inside the 20. So a nice quick pass. Got some good blocks. It takes a lot of good practice to pull that off, Francis.
Yeah, you know what that reminded me a little bit of was last night, that 4th and 2 play by the Rams that screen pass to Cooper Kupp sort of deal. You know, he caught it.
I thought the Bills were going to get that with Milano, but they just
the tackle. Well, the tackle came in. I thought that was illegal too.
Yeah.
What the tackle did. Remember the Bush push 10 years ago with the USC?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's a big gain for Will East.
All right, so if my eyes do not fail, that looks like it's at the 20. It'll be a 1st down and 10. 10-12 remaining here. 3 receivers set. They're going to go looking to pass. Rolling right. And the ball's in the air, and it's incomplete. It's almost chased him out of bounds. So, got that Bulldogs defense bringing up a 2nd and 10.
Let's try to see what else is going on in our other games.
What's going on in screen 1?
I think they're having a little technical issues, so we'll get back to that later.
Is that Tim?
I think they're having a little technical issues over there, so we'll go back to that later. Why don't we go back to the Southwestern Depew game? It looks like Depew has the ball right at midfield. It looks like it's 4th and 5 for the Wildcats. Let's see if they convert, down 10-0 in this 3rd quarter. And
we got a flag.
Let's see. Is that going to be a full start? I think I saw Southwestern player clapping. Let's go back right now to Will East Hamburg. It looks like Will East is now at the 15-yard line with 9:51 to go. Good methodical drive. 9:51 to go in the third. Chance to go up 2 scores in that one.
So here's the next play for.
Let me go over here real quick. Looks like Will East is staying in. Oh, good pass to the outside. It looks like for that Depew game, it looks like Depew is going to punt after the penalty against them. So Southwestern gets the ball back. So we're going to go back to the Will East Hamburg game.
And that was tough because they were going for it on 4th and 5.
Yeah, 4th and 5, and I think I think that penalty was probably deal breaker. You know, if you were maybe 10 yards closer, you were inside the 40, you might still go for, you still go for it. But 4th and 10, you're back, you're on the other side of midfield. That's kind of the breaking point there where you have to punt.
So they got marked down as a 3rd and 5 here.
3rd and 5, bunch of games at halftime. It looks like the Orchard Park, Jamestown game is at the half. So is the Grand Island West Seneca East, as well as the NT Sweet Home still at the half. We're going to try to check in on the Frontier game in a little bit as well. Joe, they're going to take a timeout.
Yep.
All right, why don't we go back to our 8 screen, then see what else is going on. Actually, why don't we, let's see, why don't we head back to Frontier game, Will North. We don't have a scoreboard there, but I just want to check in to see who has the ball in that game. Will North does. Why don't we go back to our 8 screen? Why don't we check Twitter, see we have other scores happening around Section 6. See, it looks like Falconer is up 41-0 over East Aurora Holland. St. Francis 14-12 over Kellenberg right now. Ricardo Kidd looks like he just scored on a run. Let's see. Bennett is up 14-0 over Clarence at half. Let's see. Other scores. Halftime again, Dunkirk 7-6. Hopefully that game is now in the second quarter. That's about update the scores we have in those games. Let's head back to the Will East game. So it's like 4th and 1 for Will East. Let's see if I can pull in some audio.
Yeah, let's make it feel like we're there, Francis.
Okay, we don't have it on there.
4th and 1. They're going to run it up the middle. I believe they should have gone it. The Will East offensive line says they did. And let's wait for the official here. And I think they did. So they went for it on 4th down. It's going to bring up a fresh set of downs here for their offense, as they're looking to extend this lead up to 2 scores. As we wait for the next play, how about St. Francis? On the road, down by 2. They've gotten a couple good touchdowns. And, they're hanging in on the road against Kellenberg. So
yeah.
1st and goal.
Yeah, they're doing a great job over there. I'm trying to bring back our feed from the Wilson game.
Yeah,
trying to catch. Joe, can you take care of this while I bring back the Wilson feed?
Yeah, of course. So Will East just ran the ball up the middle a couple yards here. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal for them, as they're in the third quarter with 8:38 remaining. 7-0 the score. 8 games in total on your screens tonight. So Hamburg won last week 16-15. They beat Lockport in a game that went right down to the wire. Their defense picked it off near the end of the game, and their defense is going to have to come up big again, as they've been under pressure inside their red zone. 2nd and goal, and a flag coming from the back judge. So let's see if it's going to push them back, and Will East quarterback, they're walking back. So that's a tough penalty, especially when you're inside the 5. It's just going to make it a little bit harder here. Remember, these are not college kids. They're not the NFL. I mean, you got to go through adversity, but sometimes you make those mistakes. It's a little bit tougher. They're going to throw right, balls up in the air, and it is incomplete. That ball just sailed on him a little bit. Good coverage there by the Bulldogs in 3rd and goal.
All right, let's head over to, looks like we have a possession change over in Grand Island. We'll check on that in just a second. Why don't we stay here for now?
Definitely 4-down territory for Will East here.
All right, let's head over to Southwestern. Right now it is 17-0 currently, so it looks like Southwestern must have scored. So, man, that must have been pretty quick because they just got the ball a few minutes ago. Let's head back to Hamburg, though.
Yeah, on a 3rd and goal. Ball's up in the air, and it is caught. And is he in the end zone? He did, and it's a touchdown pass from Will East from about 10 to 12 yards out. They have extended their lead to 13-0 at the moment.
All right, yeah. You know what that player kind of reminded me of? Josh Allen's, not to make another Bills reference, but remember Josh Allen's run up the middle, where he's stretching over, defender right at the goal line. They almost kind of looked like that. Did you see the memes about that?
Yeah, I saw the memes, but he also should have run to the pylon. I think he would have gone there, but he just wanted to beat Bobby Wagner. But, yeah, that was an impressive play by the receiver for Will East. Just all strength getting to the end zone there because Hamburg had it well covered. The extra point, it is up, and it is good. And it's 14-0 for Will East over Hamburg with 7:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
All right, Joe, I think on that note, we're going to try to work on bringing in an update from the Franklinville-Wilson game. So I think we're going to – so, Joe, why don't you take us to break?
All right, so we're going to take a quick time out. We'll be right back here on WNY Athletics. You're watching The Final Drive.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Do you insure a lot of businesses?
Yes, we do.
How about restaurants?
We got a bunch.
Do you cover property damage?
Yes, we do.
How about my equipment?
Covered.
How about sewer backup?
We got it.
What if my cook gets hurt?
They're covered.
Foodborne illnesses?
Covered.
What if my party tent goes down?
Covered under property damage.
And you say this is all under one policy?
One policy.
When do I pay?
Once a month.
Just one time?
Just one.
Is there anything you don't cover?
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
31.
Tables. We don't do tables.
Gotta love Buffalo.
For all your insurance questions, call the Wolf at 835-WOLF.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
I love being home.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
I love being home.
All right, we're back on the Friday night final drive. Francis Beck joined by Joe Daniel as we hit the 1 hour mark, 8:30 on the dot. I did not plan it that way. Joe can attest to that. So can Nick, who are producers here tonight. He's doing a great job for us keeping track of these games. I'm going to bring back up the 8-screen preview for him so he can see what's going on in all these games, help us keep track of everything.
I do have a scoring update via Twitter, not something you'll see in your Octobox, but Bennett's playing Clarence tonight, and they have just scored 2 touchdowns very quickly here. They are now up 22-0 with 6:54 left in the 3rd quarter against Clarence. So Bennett, who had a very good showing last week, they are up 22-0 in that game. And if I get you any more update on those 2 touchdowns, I'll let you know.
All right, we're going to bring back up our Octobox. That game looks like second half coverage of Wilson, Franklinville, Ellicottville is coming up soon. We're having a little technical difficulties, but it looks like we're getting that stream back up and running. If you were originally tuning in to see that game tonight, that is that should be up in just a moment. You kind of see it. They're getting going with that one. Let's see. If there's any other any games coming back in the second half in this one. Why don't we head to Grand Island? Looks like we have second half action. Willie's Grand Island. It's the Vikings with the ball, down 7, 9:17 left in the third quarter. See, Grand Island has the ball. It's a 2nd and 9. Grand Island again took that big loss to Western New York Maritime last week. The Trojans, however, were victors last year. They held off a Cheektowaga comeback, winning 27-24 in that game as the Vikings go with kind of an empty set, although sort of pistol formation.
Yeah, on a 2nd and 9. Handoff up the middle. And quickly stop, maybe a gain of 3. Good job there and a good solid tackle. And it's going to bring up a long third down for them. Inside the 50.
And I think if you were Grand Island, you really want to score in this drive because we mentioned that West Seneca East team loves to run the ball. You know, once they get that running game going, they're really hard to stop. But I could see, excuse me for a second. West Seneca East getting back the ball, really not really relinquish it, running all over you, chewing up clock, scoring again, and then 2-score lead to be very difficult to stop if you're Grand Island.
So officially a 3rd and 8 for Grand Island. Ball at the 49. Looking to pass, looking right, getting pressure there, and it is thrown. It's incomplete. He was going to get sacked anyways. It was best that he threw that away. So 4th down and 8 as we're going to switch to Hamburg in Willis game. And look at Hamburg inside the red zone trailing 14-0.
See, Hamburg under center, the snap. Oh, they tried a double reverse play, but Williamsville East totally saw that. It was number 1 again.
Yeah, and I think that's a reader, but that is something. Apologies.
Dorian Faison Jr. again.
For the tackle, yeah. But that play for Hamburg, that worked a couple times last week against Lockport. They did some good scouting here. They saw it coming, and they did a great job stopping that. So 2nd down here. This is a big drive for Hamburg, moving the ball down the field, trying to run to the right side, going to cut into the middle and taking down. They get a couple back here. It's going to bring up a more manageable 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
Meantime, let's check out really Game 7 real quick. It looks like Will North has the ball. We don't have a scoreboard. We apologize. Oh, switch to that. Will North has the ball. We don't have a scoreboard, but they are inside, deep inside Falcon territory inside the 10. Looks like there's a timeout, so we'll head back to our 8 screen right now. We'll head back to that Hamburg game, actually.
And Hamburg on a 3rd and 13 and taken out of bounds. Coaches want a penalty there. They are storming. They're going to get a call. And this is huge. On a 3rd and 13, Williamsville East may have made a mistake here, as that could be a 1st down on that penalty.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I know Will East. I don't know. Will East, the player, was pointing. Let's see who it is.
It is against Will East. Just a scoring update here. In the 3rd quarter, it's Akron 28, Tonawanda 22. And Falconeers up 40-0 in their game tonight. So that's going to move them forward, and Francis on a 1st down because that would have been a long 4th down.
Yeah, that's going to move. Yeah. That'll be a 1st down. So big play for Hamburg. There's, I see, it looks like the Wilson-Franklinville-Ellicott game is getting off. Second half is starting over there. We just saw opening kickoff for the 2nd.
There's a nice solid run. Keeps his feet moving inside the 15 as the Bulldogs running.
All right, let's go back to our Octo box. Let's see. Why don't we head back to our first game. See if we can jump in, see how Jack and Mike Fatter are doing.
Franklinville-Ellicottville up by 2 scores here in half number 2 with their first drive of the second half.
All right, let's head back to game 2. It looks like we have a play in the end zone. Alexander Hine has the ball on the outside. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to be a touchdown or they're going to be very close to the goal line. Let's try to jump in with Colin Wood and Norm Rodriguez.
With the team's with them having the main focus on Hyde, I wouldn't be shocked if this could be a give to Adams or Slade, but Randolph's calling a timeout to go over something on 1st and goal. But we're going to stay right here, though, and they have a chance again to make this a 2-possession game. They're knocking on the door. The referees ruled that Hyde was out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Certainly hard to tell from up here in the booth, but not what we normally see from the Randolph drives. Normally they chew up a lot of clock. This one has been a lightning fast march down the field.
I'm sure they'll take it, though, either way, as long as they get points on the board.
Absolutely. Only 3 and some change has come off the clock. We're sitting at 8:54 right here now.
Yeah, and CSP has already proven that when Catanese gets enough protection and he gets the completions, they can drive down the field really quick. Because with an 11-point deficit, should that happen, or 12 or 10, depending if they go for the 2 and fail or succeed, it may be a case of having to abandon the run a little bit. But one thing that surprised me, Burchanovsky's been very quiet offensively in this game.
So 1st and goal from the 2-yard line.
He's keeping it.
And Conley keeps it, tries to get pushed in from his line, and it is a touchdown. The 5 guys up front getting their quarterback across as Randolph stretches this thing out. It is now 20-10.
I see a blue moon, Colin, and here's why. Out of the 3 touchdowns, those all rushing, 2 of them are by the quarterback.
Right about that, Norm. Blue moon. Normally
So 3rd and 14 for Hamburg off the touchdown that we saw on the previous screen. Ball's going to be in play here. The clock keeps going as Randolph has taken the lead now up to 20-10. So let's see what they mark it here. It's going to be 4th down or it's going to be short, it looks like, Francis, on this based on where the marking is. It's close, but nonetheless, Hamburg has made it a little bit closer and easier 4th down here. So 21-10, Randolph did hit that extra point as they extend the lead over to CSP with 8:49 in the first quarter in that game. As the Bulldogs break from the huddle, it's a short 4th down, maybe in the size of my 7-foot shoe. Let's see what they do in 4th down. They're going to run it up the middle with their quarterback, and it's going to be a 1st down. And the Bulldogs' drive will continue. We do have a scoring update here. Clarence has cut into the Bennett lead. It's 22-7 with 3:59 in the 3rd quarter. Olean takes its first lead with 4:21 left in the 3rd quarter and a 9-yard touchdown run by Memphis App. It's 12-7 Huskies. So that's just a little bit of update here from the Twitter account as it's 1st and goal here for the Bulldogs. Handoff up the middle. And handoff to the right side. Almost trips. Trying to fight through it here. Positive yards. Gets into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. He almost tripped at the 3, Francis. Big touchdown. Hamburg's on the board.
He almost tripped behind the line of scrimmage, then almost tripped at the 3, and then somehow found his way in. I don't get that.
Yes. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Just a solid runner. So big job, and Hamburg's on the board.
All right, let's head back
11
to our
11 guys on
right
the
now.
defense.
Let me
That's
kill the audio from a couple
that's
of games happening right now, so you can see elevator games now in the second half. I did get an update from the NT from North Tonawanda. Still 34-7, Sweet Home. NT went 3 and out on their first drive. I want to head back out to Wilson though. We haven't heard much from Jack Cruiser, so we're gonna send it over to him. You can see that game on your screen. Let me bring in their audio. He's with Mike Fatta tonight.
Changed pretty deep in the backfield. The timing seemed off. Didn't give Mahara a chance to get to the line of scrimmage there.
Smith and Chudy on the tackle.
4.
9 minutes to go in the third quarter. 22-8 the score. Third down. 11.
All right, looks like we had some play going on here with Trey Drake. Threw it up in the air, and it was caught for a touchdown for James.
In great concentration by Melendez to fight with the lights,
away from
bring the
tying
ball in, then he got both feet in. You only need one in high school, but he got them both in. That's a catch in the NFL.
The PAT on the way, and it is good.
Play from the junior cornerback.
Looks like we had a big play for
5 wide receivers set
CSP.
there on third and long.
Just a big run up to the right side. So CSP moves along, gets to about, it's like they're going to be their own 45 as they're down 22-8. They're up 22-8 over Wilson. So a big play for them.
Is that one of the better nicknames you've seen, the Lakemen? I mean, I know Wilson's
It
from the
fits.
lake.
I mean, it does fit. I mean, I would say that's one of the most fitting nicknames.
Yes, I agree.
Let's pull back to Jack and Mike.
Time. First and 10 at the 46. Handoff Swalzy.
We hadn't had Swalzy's name called in a while. A good strong run and first down. Gets about half of it. Looking at a second and 5. Might be looking to get Swalzy involved a little more since it seems that Wilson figured out Nuzzo.
Last week, Franklinville-Ellicottville relied heavily on the fullback dive as their fullback Hunter Smith had 3 scores in that game. Though just 7 carries for 49 yards, all of those coming close to the end zone. An injured Titan is down on the field. 22-8 the score, 8:17 with the clock stopped.
You got to think, maybe we should stop with this because we're giving these offenses a short field to work with. And
Octobox here.
the defense it's one of those.
WNY Athletics Friday night final drive, brought to you by Western New York Media Care, Howard Hanna, and Cross Training. Francis Beck and Joe Daniel here for week 2 of high school football. Some good games going on tonight. Francis, what's one game that's been a surprise for you, though?
One game that's been a surprise.
Putting you on the spot here.
I know, you're putting it on the spot. It looks like everything's coming in as expected, I would have to say, from all the scores I've seen. Obviously, I haven't seen every single score. Certainly, there's nothing like last week where we literally had, we had St. Joe's go down to Erie, PA, and put a thumping on one of the best teams down there on Erie High School, which I have to tell people again, like I told last week, that Erie High School team would be akin if you took all the Buffalo Public Schools Buffalo Schools players and put them on one team.
Yeah, and Bennett's doing a good job tonight against Clarence as well.
Like you made it, like it would be Bennett plus all the best players from South Park, all the best players from Burgard, all the best players from Hutch-Tech, all the best guys from McKinley. Like, do you imagine that team? And St. Joe's went down, a team that we were really unsure about this year, and put a thumping on them.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on the on Twitter, following any live score updates from a couple games that we don't have. And we're going to go to Game 5 that's in the red zone. We'll bring that up here, and it's Game 5 is the West Seneca East Grand Island game. And just a scoring update, it's 14-7 with 3:17 remaining in the third quarter.
It looks like Willie says, well, they're looking for that knockout punch, and there's not many teams you can say that you can get a knockout punch early in the, late in the third quarter, but this Willie's team, if they can go up 2 scores with this running game, they're hard to come back against.
And West Seneca East is going to get that touchdown. Found some space. And they're going to extend their lead here to a 2-score lead. Grand Island did take the lead at 7-6, but they've done a good job here in this game.
All right, let's head over to Orchard Park, where it looks like the Quakers have the ball just outside the 10, tied, at 21. You can see a replay of this, a run up the middle, went for about 3 yards. Why don't we pull in the call from Jake Fyack and Sean McHugh?
So it's not like it's hurting them. I mean, and again, 1, that's a really nice thing to go to if you're in trouble, and 2, that's a great decoy. I mean, the second you blink and lose sight of him, you're done. So they're going to have to focus. Oh, man.
And he was wide open from the start and gets it in for the touchdown. Orchard Park responds and quickly ties up this ball. They take the lead.
Wow, that was 3 minutes into the half, and both teams have already scored. So this is going to be a shootout in the second half, it appears.
Yeah, absolutely. And looked like that was McMurray again for the passing touchdown. Third on the day for Gosella. PAT on the way. And it is good with 9:04 remaining.
So Francis Gosella's got 3 touchdowns in this game. They were down 21-14. They get that late touchdown near the end of the first half, and now they've taken a 28-21 lead in a game against 2 solid teams.
Why don't we head up over to game 2? I just saw a play. It looks like it's CSP is inside the 10.
Yeah, CSP needs us down 21-10. They have trailed in this game the whole way. Did actually get a field goal. They were one of 2 teams to kick the field goal tonight. I always wanted
at least on our broadcast.
On our broadcast, of course.
So of the 8 games we're watching,
yes,
which is maybe a quarter, which is still pretty good.
Well, let's see what CSP does here. Oh, the pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands. Good defense there. Pass broken up to bring up a 2nd down and 10, but it's a big drive for CSP down 11 here.
Yeah, CSP last week coming off that big win over Wilson, who we're going to jump to in a second. But, CSP, they have a lot of players, a lot of the younger brothers of the guys who won those state titles just a couple of years ago. There's a Hinsdale, there's a Barmore, as that pass is caught, and they go down to the 2. Let's jump over to that Wilson game real quick while we have a break.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated if we see anything in that CSP game that's come up here.
2-yard line. Nuzzo, snap goes over his head. He scoops it up at the 30, pitches it forward. Smith has it now, and he's taken down at the 31. A big stop for the Wilson.
As we go back to the CSP game and trying to find its way in. Is he in? No, the ref saying he stepped out of bounds just at the goal line. Look where that ball is.
I know.
The tip of the ball looks like it's touching the goal line.
Look at it's almost like doing bocce. That ref there to
exactly.
count the steps.
We don't have the biggest screen that we're looking at, folks, but, man, that ball was close. So, nonetheless, CSP is basically about to score, hopefully.
All right. Yeah, let's jump in on Norm and Colin.
Game. This play right here is in the trenches.
Yeah, in the words of Tom Prince, the battle of the trench warfare. So it's going to be 4th down and goal at the 1. And a timeout's going to be called by CSP to go things over. And they only got 1 timeout left now.
And
or
we're
make
going
that 2, excuse me.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back here for 4th and goal from the Wolfpack.
Great athletic play by Bilecki. Not only did he haul that in, he made
like that
somebody
CSP
miss, and he
scored.
broke the rest of the distance all the way to the end zone, outran a guy, and what a play all on 4th down.
Bilecki's last catch that was in the end zone, the 2-point conversion on the game's first score. His most recent, the first of the second half.
It looks like
that extends the lead for the Titans to 3
now.
scores now.
With Franklinville and Ellicottville. So they looks like they scored there, Francis. So 28-8, looks like they're going to go for 2 on this play.
So we'll keep it here with Jack and
They'll
Mike
go
Fetta.
for 2. The pitch. Bilecki. Got it.
So nice performance here from Franklin.
30
Ellicottville,
points
up
have been scored by the
38 over
Titans.
Wilson with getting that touchdown. This game was tied.
This play is going to be
We're gonna
who
come back
wants
to,
it more.
CSP
We got a
Randolph.
triple nickel on the clock, 5:55.
Randolph
4th down, and it looks
literally
like
hit the goal
6
line.
inches. And Lysandro's a single back. But they're shifting again. This may be a draw by Catanese. But there's a bunch to the right as well.
Everyone in tight for the Randolph defense. Catanese rolls out. He throws this, and it is nearly intercepted. Nonetheless, broken up. Number 17, Talon Rowland, coming up with a clutch play
and that was intended for Carter Brink. And in my opinion, if Rowland holds into that ball, if he gets a hold of it, he has open real estate. That could possibly be 100 yards the other way.
Or even if he catches it and falls down, that at least advances the ball out to the 20. So now the Cardinals,
all right, so we're going to stay here
with no breathing room, trying to at least just get out of their own end zone.
Yeah, and even though CSP was unsuccessful on it, it's still a job well done at the same time. This is the silver lining. You pinned Randolph inside their 1 yard line, and if you're able to make a stop, get the 2, get a free kick, this could be a momentum changer if Randolph gets stopped in the end zone.
I can imagine we'll see a fullback dive here just to try and get across the 1 yard line.
It's Adams that's the fullback. Oh, Conley's going to throw.
Back to pass. He launches one deep, and it's overshot, intended for Tristan Farnham.
Now we're going to go to the Hamburg-Will East game after Randolph stopped CSP on a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that was actually Randolph. I didn't realize that had the ball on their own 1 yard line, threw a pass out of the end zone. I think you caught that there, but it's Will East right now with the ball just at their 30-yard line.
So 3rd and 10 here for Will East. It's 14-8. Hamburg trying to fight their way back here. They were down 14-0 in this game. Scored on their last possession, but again, Will East is moving the ball down the field. 3rd and 10 as we keep our eyes on the Orchard Park Jamestown game on a 3rd and 10 for Will East. Looking to pass, stepping up in the pocket, getting pressured, ball's in the air, and it is caught. And did he get his feet in? He did. It's a touchdown. What a throw. Will East has scored on a 3rd and 10, and they're up 20-8.
All right, we're going to go back to Orchard Park. Trey Drake and the Jamestown Raiders, the ball throw over the middle. What a catch by the receiver. A big gain, about 10, 20 yards. They get moved along, so just after Willie scores, it looks like Jamestown's knocking on the door.
Yeah, look at this little Travis Kelsey, Dawson Knox here. Quick throw to tight end right over the defender's hands.
Yeah, great play there. And we're going to keep it right here. Trey Drake back there. Let's bring Sean McHugh and Jake Fyack back in.
And they give. It's over to Bain as he tries to get right in to the end zone. And he does for another Red Raiders touchdown.
And back and forth we go again. 3 possessions. It's a game time. Every yard available to both offenses has been taken. That time it was Bain on the run, taking him on his back. And again, Jamestown
looks like Will East did
marches
not get
down
that
the field
point
systematically, and now the Orchard Park offense, off of an impressive drive, comes back onto the field after the extra point.
20-8 over there. Let's see what else
There's
is
Ella Profiter
going
here
on
to kick it.
around.
It's
Let's
on the
check out
way,
game 8.
and it is good.
Right now, it looks like it's 17-0. Trying to see who has the ball. It looks like Southwestern has the ball backed up deep at their own end. Trying to see what else is going on around here.
I'll tell you, Francis, one thing is we, hit the hour and a half here tonight. A lot of appreciation for what Scott Hansen does for 8 hours. Oh, my goodness. So much going on. These are just 8 games. God bless them, I swear.
All right, let's pull up our 8 screen. Do we have any scores from Twitter, Joe?
Yeah, just a little bit of update. Thank you to Gregory Larson out, and I see a lot of his tweets. Only end up 12-7, end of the 3rd over Dunkirk.
I do have a score here. Sweet Home is up 40-7 late in the 3rd quarter over North Tonawanda. We'll take a quick look at that game. You can see that game on your screen right now. Scoreboard's out of there, but we're getting good friend Joe Kraus bringing that score to us. As it looks like North Tonawanda has the ball on their own 15-yard line, so that's an update from there.
And Bennett has reached the end of the 3rd quarter, up 28-7. I believe I do have something here to report from the Medina Mustangs. 40-0 with Noah Skinner had a touchdown of 55 yards. 7:33 left. They're up 40-0 in their game.
So
right,
Cardinals really starting to catch on to one of the staple plays.
Mute them for a second. We have Randolph up over CSP 21-10. Wolfpack, though, are driving in this game. Remember, Wolfpack were driving forward. They were stopped in their own goal line. Looks like the Wolfpack got the ball back with decent field position. Well, now it's 3rd and 17. That's a tough one for them, for the Wolfpack to try to convert. They really need to if they want to get back in this game. Let's join back in with Colin and Norm.
But what I'm seeing here, it's going to be a trip to the left with a stackage, and Cannonese going to throw.
He's going to throw to the lone man on the other side. That's
Barmore.
Barmore.
Ooh.
Oh, and just through his fingertips. That's a heartbreaker for the Wolfpack.
And guess who was on the coverage? Rowland, once again. He was the one that stopped a possible touchdown for CSP. But again, this is 4-down territory.
Maple Grove Cassadaga Faulkner up 55-6 in a complete rout of East Aurora Holland.
So as it's 4th and 17 over in Randolph at CSP, we'll let you know. We'll get back to the game in a second here. But Grand Island West Seneca East, in that game, it's still 21-7 West Seneca East. Grand Island looks like they're threatening here.
Yeah, Grand Island down 2 touchdowns. They really need to score here. You know what? I have to say, Dean Santorio's teams are always well coached, and they never give up in this game. So this is not really, even though I mentioned earlier knockout punch, that just shows the fight of these guys to come right back up in the next drive. And they're already inside the red zone. And you know what? If they can score here, this is still a one-score game. It's still manageable for them to come back in this game. If your defense can find a way to stop the West Seneca East ground game, you are in business.
2nd and 10, ball to 15, 1:09 remaining. They need a score here. 3 receivers set, man in motion, and there's the flag. Could be a legal formation. Nope.
No, timeout.
Timeout, but he threw the flag, though.
No, I think that was a ball.
Was it a ball?
I saw that too, but I think it was up on the far sideline with somebody who's throwing up a ball.
Oh, of course.
The way it hit the light.
Terrible timing. I apologize.
From time to time, that's why we're committed to providing safe,
Still
quick.
get used to the new system
Let's
here.
see
You
what
can see our
happened
8
on
screens.
Screen 2.
Screen 2. All right.
There's the 4th and 22 now. And CSP rolling left. And it is incomplete.
So tough one there for CSP late in the third quarter, down 21-10 to Randolph. And you think if Randolph can take care of business on this next drive, it's going to make the Wolfpack. That could be the end of it for the Wolfpack for tonight.
And that's tough for CSP because they had the ball inside the 5, and then they turned the ball over, gotten the ball back, and then that 4th down just hurt them in this game here. So there was the timeout. It was just a ball, not a flag. So we're going to switch to game 4, and it looks like we have a touchdown.
Spawn right away, 35 yards to the house.
And just Stud, who, like you said, haven't heard a whole lot of today. Still, though, again, makes a huge, huge run into the end zone and gets Orchard Park.
Yeah, so it looks
So
like
the 35-yard rushing touchdown from Carter Switek, the sophomore, able to get Orchard Park the lead right back. Here's the snap down, the extra point on the way. And a penalty marker's down.
What do we got?
So you see, that's a great game right there. Jamestown, Orchard Park, back and forth. I mean, you just saw it. That game was tied. Orchard Park just took the lead, so we have a great game there. We'll be keeping track of that one to the very end.
Let's just talk about that game real quick. OP had taken a 28-21 lead. The game was tied. Jamestown must have scored, and then OP take the lead back.
Yeah,
so
it's coming out on there. They might be going for 2. Let's see what the penalty's on.
And it's gonna have to be on James.
As we're going to switch over to the Grand Island West Seneca East game, here's a chance. Oh, ball through a couple of hands there. That was on a 3rd and 10 for Grand Island.
Offense has been scoring at will, and that could be a huge point.
This game.
absolutely.
So
Don't get me wrong, I love it. Go
like
for
the
2,
penalty
get all the
was
points, but
on.
this is a big play for Jamestown's defense.
I don't know who the penalty. It looks like the penalty was on Jamestown. So Orchard Park's going to go for 2. They have that.
So they got
jumbo
2 running backs
set.
fullback as well. Trying to push Gosella in. Did he get the 2-point conversion?
I think he did.
Jamestown saying they didn't, but we haven't heard yet from the official.
No.
And it's no good. 2-point conversion, no good. For Orchard.
Francis, if you look in that, I thought he was in.
Yeah, I thought so too. They tried to jumbo Ben Gosella, push him in. They say he just missed. So let's go back to Grand Island though. Vikings 4th down and 10. Can they get back on? Can they keep this drive alive?
Yeah, they're going to be back to pass. The ball's in the air, and it is incomplete. Good defense again for West Seneca East. And they're going to turn it over and back to West Seneca East on the turnovers of downs.
All right, why don't we check out Game 8? That's Southwestern and Depew. It looks like Southwestern has the ball. Looks like they're still up 17-0. It does. Looking at the scoreboard right now, it looks like it's the camera for the scoreboard again. These cameras are unmanned, so we do have to say that. But it looks like it still looks like they have a 0 over there for Depew, but still 17 for Southwestern. 4th and 3, so it looks like the Trojans are punting right now back to the Wildcats. Wildcats desperately need to get back to this game. Looks like it's now in the 4th quarter, if I'm reading that scoreboard right. So, big chance here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, nice high punt there, and why not? You're up 3 scores. Ball's in the 45. Give them the ball back. Trust your defense. You give up 0 points the whole game. As we switch to the Hamburg game. Yep, here we go.
Yeah, it looks like a long run for Will East. They get down inside the 20-yard line. Big run there off to the left side. So Will East moving the ball again, up 20-8, looking to put the final nail in the coffin against the Bulldogs, looking to go 2-0 on the season. They beat their rival Williamsville South last week, and it looks like they're on to another victory against the Bulldogs of Hamburg. This would be their first league win. I know Will South is an 8-3, Will East is an 8-2, and so is Hamburg. So they would go now then to 2-0 overall, 1-0 in league play.
They just had that beautiful touchdown pass. Ball was low, going to hand it off, and it's going to only go for maybe a yard or two. As Hamburg desperately needs a stop on this drive here, and at least the ball back. Trailing 2 scores with 5 minutes to go.
Let's go over to Wilson, where Franklinville-Ellicottville is driving once again. Hand off to the fullback up the middle. So Franklinville-Ellicottville taking care of business. About 9.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. They're up 30-8 over Wilson. We know CSP had a big win. CSP beat Wilson by a pretty big margin last week. Franklinville-Ellicottville, I believe they played St. Mary's last week and won by a large margin. So Franklinville-Ellicottville, finalists last year in Class D, off to a good start in so far this season.
Just going to check in on the St. Francis score, of course, because I went there. I didn't see anything, but just see if there's any update there. I'll let you know in a second.
All right, let's go back, though, to Hamburg. Will East with the ball, 1st and 10. Right now at about the 20-yard line. They line up in the shotgun. Snap, handoff up the middle, and the Hamburg defense comes in, makes the stop right away, right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to create 2nd and 10 over there.
But if you think about it, Will East just wants to run the clock out here.
Yeah, they don't mind that as well. Let's go back. Let's go back to game 2. Take a quick look there. Looks like Randolph has the ball. They're just starting. The 4th quarter is now just starting. Randolph. And it looks like we have a touchdown in this game. So it looks like Southwestern just scored. You can see in your scoreboard. They just went in the end zone, now up 23-0, pending the extra point. 3:14 to go in that game. So Southwestern looking to close out that game. Let's head back to our 8 screen right now. Everything going on. We're keeping a close eye on that Orchard Park Jamestown game. Looks like the Red Raiders are already moving the ball. I don't know if there's any defense in that game or not.
Yeah, apparently
but the offenses certainly showed up.
Yeah, but those are two good offenses here. I think we did see a 4th and 4 for CSP. As we're going to go back to Hamburg here on a 3rd and 10 for Will East. Quick out to the receiver. He's got a good block, and he's going to get the 1st down. Stepped out of bounds, but nonetheless, the move in those chains.
Oh, no. I think they're calling it 4th down.
Did he?
That was 3rd and 10, so he got about 5 yards.
Oh, he got 5 yards. Okay, so 4th and 10, or 4th and 5, right?
Yeah,
4th
and 5, 4th and 6. So at least your Willies, you get a little bit of breathing room, and then of course this is 4-down territory. I don't think they have a kicker, so you're definitely going for it. And even in this drive, you got a couple. Looks like they got a couple minutes off the clock. Under 5 minutes if you're Hamburg. That's a tall task for any offense to score 2 touchdowns with under 5 minutes left.
And so they're going to officially mark it as a 4th and 7 for Hamburg, for Will East, against the Bulldogs defense here. So Bulldogs can get the ball back if they can stop them here. Rolling right. Ball's in the air, and it looks like it was caught. Did he stay in balance? He did. Another nice throw by the Will East quarterback.
Yeah, Sean Sansone, one of the top quarterbacks. I was talking to Coach Turillo. Oh, let's head over to game 4. And it looks like we just had an interception. Oh, we're going to see the replay of it right now. Look at that.
What a play. He threw it a double coverage, but both defenders right there.
I think it went off the receiver, though.
Well, it might have gone off a couple hands there, right? Let's do the replay.
Okay, Jake, we said what defense forces the first turnover. There it is. Jamestown's got to do something with it now.
He went up high for it. That was a tough catch.
It reminded me of that. Was it the one last night where, did Willis make that extra point? Yeah, Willis makes that extra point. As the one last night, I think it went off of the one late in the game, or I think it went off of maybe Cooper Kupp's hands.
Yeah.
And ended up Poyer intercepted it. So that game.
So it looks like Jamestown's got the ball with 3:49 remaining, trailing by 6.
Yeah, why don't we jump in on the audio? Jake Fyack, Sean McHugh.
Here's the snap. Looking, has a man.
Oh, my.
And he dropped it. O'Brien wanted a flag, and no flag was thrown.
Sorry,
but
Frank,
hey,
that was a
you
tough
got
catch, though. 2
3 more
defenders
plays
right
to do
there.
this.
Nice throw.
Yeah, both hands on it, too. It was a good play. Just great defense right there by Orchard Park.
Yeah, nice throw. Even better defense on that
They're
one.
going to stay right in this 4 spread. They're just going to spread the field and give the option for the draw and the quarterback run.
Well, I do have
actually, no, we'll stay here.
We'll then I have a Twitter
45 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. We still have a full quarter left.
This is run it all day right here. I mean, this is where it's worked. It's 2nd down. You have 2 more to go. And you still can get a first down, too.
There's about 7 seconds left, though, to get the playoff. 3 seconds, 2 seconds left. 1. He gets it off in time, fires it, and it's incomplete. Looked like it was just a tad behind him. The intended receiver, Michael.
All right, as we go back to the 8-box, Joe, you said you had an update.
Well, I was refreshing the St. Francis Twitter page, just saying. And guess what? A scoring update came through in that game. Otremba, the coach's son, of course. The QB sneak gives the Raiders the lead 18-14 with 3:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter. They are on the road against Kellenberg. So they lead by 4 late in the 3rd.
Yes, we'll keep on our 8-screen preview right now. Looks like I just want to check here. Looks like Franklinville, Elkidville did score. I'm seeing on our screen. You can look at the kickoff over here. Wilson gets the ball back, but it's 36-6. Franklinville, Elkidville again off to a good start late in the 4th quarter, or about midway through the 4th quarter in that one. So we'll head back to our 8-box right now. Why don't we head back to our Orchard Park, that Jamestown game. It looks like there was a flag though. Let's check back in.
Yeah, they marked it off as a touchdown, but let's do the audio for that, right?
Yeah, let's pull in the audio.
So it's only a 5-yard penalty to make this now a 3rd down and 15.
Still 3rd and 15, and I think not running the ball on 2nd down might have been a mistake. And the only reason I say that is now you have to throw. Now you can't catch them. Now you have to throw this ball so they can wait on it. Look at now, they're blanketed right now. They're basically dropping, and they're just going to play a soft zone, I think.
Bain motioning to the right side. As Drake looking, firing downfield. And it's another Jamestown touchdown.
All right, sorry about that, Drake, because I did not like that throw. He threw it into triple coverage, but he had a window. Stuck it in there, and he got an amazing catch. I mean, we're seeing the replay right here. I mean, there's nothing but black jerseys, and he still fits it in there. Sure what they're
Sean,
arguing. I can see from here.
It doesn't matter if you like it or not. He scored. He threw, it was a touchdown. It's like Josh Allen.
Well, first of all, great throw. Unbelievable throw. But let's talk about that catch in the back of the end zone with 3 defenders, the concentration, getting your feet down. Did the extra point go in? It did. Wow. So they're up by 1 now with 3:24 to go.
Remember that missed 2-point conversion?
Yeah.
That
How
could
about
come.
that?
It looks like it's going to come. That came still in the third quarter. Wow. That's what happens when you have 10 touchdowns.
Wait a minute. It's only in the third quarter? It feels like the fourth quarter with the score and how long. My goodness.
I want to double check on that one. I think they're in the third quarter, but I'm going to double check with our man over there who's running that game.
Let's
yeah. Yeah, let's text our buddy Aaron. And we have our 8 screen up there. Let's see.
I'm running out of space.
Oh, we have a scoring update.
Yeah, we do. Falconer Golden Cougars defeated East Aurora Holland 55-14. That is a final. And let me see if anything else came across here.
Which game? 3. All right, let's pull up. Looks like we had a interception by Williamsville East. So it looks like they're gonna take over inside Hamburg territory. They already have a 27-8 lead with under 4 minutes to go on that game again. Flames off to a good start, and I did confirmation they are still in the third quarter of that game.
Should we order some takeout?
We'll have to see. Maybe. I didn't bring extra food. You know, last week we had we had a pizza and wings because we had a whole other crew. We actually had the crew that's doing the Jamestown team tonight. They did it last week, but they had to do it over in the studio.
They did not.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So we could hear, so when Jack and I were here, whenever there was a big game in that one, we could hear Jake's voice carry across the office.
I mean, I can hear from where they are now. So that's how strong their voice is. All right, well, Williamsville East just, run out the clock here. They looked impressive tonight, up 27-8. Hamburg, Hamburg held strong for a good amount of this game. Just a couple great touchdown passes from Will East. That's what they pulled away here in this game.
Yeah, let's see what else is going on. Why don't we check out game 2? Oh, it looks like we have a touchdown there.
No words, Norm. I don't know what to say. He can do it all. This kid is a problem and is going to succeed highly at the next level if he chooses to play.
Hine does get put in sometimes at slot receiver. He just slithers through the center of where he's at, left wide open, catches the ball, and he just trots into the end zone. He could have just laid down a lawn chair, put on some shades, and had a glass of sweet tea. That's how alone he was.
There was no one around him, so that's another touchdown throw for Carson Conley on the year.
Here's the PAT. Oh, that's beautiful.
This is up, splits the up.
All right, as Randolph made that 28-10 over CSP, we did have a touchdown here for West Seneca East with 6:02 remaining in the fourth for that game. They're up 27-7 with the extra point coming.
What's taking so long? It's an extra point. Come on, guys.
That's
what the West Seneca East people are saying. We won this game. We want to go home. We got a 30-minute ride ahead of us on the 290, or they got the 190, the 290 to the 90.
Yeah, it's funny when you make it sound like that. Like when I go home, I go on the, from my parents are going from the 490. What, the 490?
490?
What's it
Were
called?
we in Rochester?
No, what is it called? The
990?
No, the 990. The 400.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't even close. The 400 to the Thruway. You make it sound like that, but that's a far ride. Grand Island. Oh, my goodness. I think I've only been there once. All right, so some games in the third quarter, some in the fourth quarter. As we wrap through the end of the night here, we'll be here till the final kickoff or the final score and the game ends. We'll be right back just in a few minutes. You are watching the Friday night final drive with Francis Beck and Joe Daniel here on WNY Athletics.
Western New York Immediate Care's new locations are now open. Whether you've suffered a minor injury or just aren't feeling well, Western New York Immediate Care provides safe, quick, high-quality care at an affordable cost. Our clinicians are trained to diagnose and treat non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses and are equipped with on-site x-ray and labs to help you feel better, faster. With 4 convenient locations open 7 days a week, Western New York Immediate Care is here to help when and where you need us. Visit us online to learn more.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics. Call our Buffalo office today for an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs.
When you're ready to buy a home, start your search at howardhanna.com. You'll be the first to see new listings, find similar properties, and connect with a local Howard Hanna agent. Get started today at howardhanna.com.
Being home.
All right, we're back in the final drive. Sorry, that commercial break caught up to me there. We were trying to go through all the scores, so we got some of them through, so we know Franklinville, Ellicottville. Let me pull up the 8-box back. The 8-box back up. Yeah, now it's up on your screen. All right, 36-8. Franklinville, Ellicottville over Wilson late in the fourth quarter. We have Randolph 28-10, still in the third quarter there. I believe late in the third. Fourth quarter, Williamsville East closing out a victory. Second victory of the year. They're going 2-0. 27-8 over Hamburg. Orchard Park, Jamestown, they're the Red Raiders up 35-34. We just found out they're still in the third quarter in that game. Well, 10 touchdowns. Who had that? Joe Daniels about to join back. He was grabbing waters. West Seneca East 28-7 late in that game. About 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're waiting on an update on the NT game, but last we checked, Sweet Home had a very insurmountable lead. We believe the Will North, as you kind of see game 7 over there, it looks like Will North Frontier and Will North has ended. We're going to find out hopefully soon what the final score in that one was. And it looks like in game 8, why don't we pull that up? Looks like that one is over, and it's Southwestern getting the win. It looks like 24-0. We can't see Depew's score quite on our screen, but we do know that it was Southwestern getting the victory over there. So Southwestern, they get a big bounce back win after their game, after their loss to Iroquois last week. So Southwestern back into things as we'll go back to our 8 screen right now on our screen. Let's see what game we want to head to. Why don't we head to game 1? Looks like Wilson just scored. Why don't we get the call from Jack and Mike?
1 snap, 1 touchdown. I'd say that's pretty darn good, Coach.
I know it ain't bad.
Drew Dable had a big reception earlier in this game. If you can think back to it, as we approach quarter after 9. Local
some of these
time.
Plays, you don't expect them to be a touchdown, just happens so quick.
About 2 hours ago, Dable had a big catch in the offensive territory.
Some of these games, we do see the replays. I did text
our other scoring update across Western New York. Franklinville, Ellicottville up 36-14 as Wilson just capitalized with a Dable touchdown. Going for 2, Wolf gets it. Make it 36-16. How about that for some positivity to end things out here for Wilson? Still 3 minutes to go.
Well, Dable was a great run. He made some guys miss. And
so I need to bring my microphone. That was the issue there. We're still getting used to this new technology here. Looks like our game 3 wrapped up. So Williamsville East has defeated Hamburg. That's a final 27-8. Flames moved to 2-0 on the year. As you can see, that game 3 on your screen is now on a new video, as is game number 7.
Let's check out.
It's on YouTube, so it goes to automatically do things. So
let's check out screen 2.
Let's go to screen 2. You weren't even looking at the 8 screen.
I know. I looked up there and I saw something going on screen 2 here with CSP and Randolph.
All right, so it looks like CSP has the ball inside. Looks like they're still fighting down by a couple scores with 6 minutes to go. Good for the Wolfpack. Granted, I could see Cardinals maybe put their second team in, get them some reps, and this is CSP moving the ball, but still good on CSP, still fighting here. I do have an update for North Tonawanda. Sweet Home now up 49-15 over the Lumberjacks. Sweet Home off to a great start this year. They had a blowout win last week at home against Kenmore West, and they have another blowout against North Tonawanda. I don't know if you saw our football magazine. Actually, I'll explain it after this play.
Well, Catanese is going to look to throw here. He's going for the end zone. That's caught by Roth, and he will look like he was down.
Extends for the pylon. He made a solid effort to reach across.
I wonder if that's the same.
It's going to be 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
The team refs
and there's a late flag, too.
This close again. I got to mark it this close to the goal line.
Boy, it looks like this is on CSP, too.
That they were that close.
Great effort by Roth.
They came close at one time, and they also had, they were stopped inside the 30. So CSP has moved the ball in this game, let's be honest. But Randolph's defense has come up big. Now there's a flag holding.
Oh, it's going to be on Randolph.
So if the ball is like 3 inches away from the goal line, how much closer can it be?
This is 1.5 inches.
1.5.
That's half the distance.
That would be, yes.
The half-yard line.
Well, and you also get the first down. You also get to reset the downs.
Well, it was first down, though, wasn't
it? Find themselves in
it was still first down anyway.
Okay.
Norm,
I don't remember.
Norm said it's half the distance, but half the distance from what? That's what we're talking about.
Opportunity handed to them on a silver spoon.
There was a score for. Let's go to game number 4. It's our Orchard Park Jamestown game. Looks like the Quakers just scored. They're still late in the third quarter of that one. Looks like they went for 2 and they missed. So only up 5, the Quakers. They now missed 2 extra point or 2-point conversion chances. They have the lead. We'll see if those misses do come back to haunt them, because as we know, both offenses has been on a roll this game.
Yeah, as we cut back here to Randolph and CSP on that 1st and goal, and we'll stay here. It will be another opportunity here.
See, it looks like it's 4th and goal.
Yeah,
Why don't we
4th
get the
and goal
call
already,
from Colin and Norm?
You predicted that. I think it's good that you predicted it, but that play should not have been so predictable. That's my biggest concern.
Okay, 4th and goal at the 1. I'm thinking a give to Lysandro.
And this is the ball game right here. They're going to give it to Burchanowski, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. So 28-16. I assume they go for 2, trying to make it a 10-point game.
We'll just have to see who comes out, because Hinsdale's also the kicker.
If anything, I wouldn't chase the points, though. I would kick the extra point, make it 28-17. Then you need a touchdown and a field goal.
Looks like they're going
with
for 2.
A 2-point conversion. So they're going to try and get the 2 right out of the way here.
Not a bad idea. You cut it down to 10. There's not a lot of time left in regulation.
Catanese looks to his left. He's got Hinsdale out there on the edge and caught. So 10-point game. Wolfpack showing a little bit of life here. 4:43 in the 4th.
If I'm Randolph, I'm getting ready for an onside kick.
I can imagine. I would personally bet my whole life savings on that an onside kick's coming. So they're going to get their hands team out there, try to recover this one, and milk that clock.
All right, let's go back to the Grand Island West Seneca East game with a 35-7 score for Grand Island with 2:04.
For West Seneca East.
For West Seneca East.
It looks like the Vikings still had the ball, 2 minutes to go. Probably had their second teamers in, looking to just get something positive to take away from this game. They started the year 2 tough losses. I believe they lost, it was 38-0. I want to say last week to Maritime. This is a little bit better, but obviously not the way 0-2, not the way you want to start the season. If you're the Grand Island Vikings, if this pass gets tipped.
It's interesting, Francis, their scoreboard. The guest is on the right side, not the left side.
I think
That's why I said what I said, because I'm so used to that.
But I'm used to it being on the left side. Although our buddy Tim Gardner says he's used to seeing it on the right side too. And we do have another scoring update.
Yeah, how about this? Timon update. Thank you for them for updating on their Twitter page tonight. Timon beat St. Andrews. Don't know much about St. Andrews, but Timon, good for them, 29-7, and good for their players, good for their students. Let's see, third quarter's finally in the books here in this Jamestown game. And then a final in Olean. Olean won 12-7. An interception by Memphis App puts the game away with interception with 47 seconds left. And there's your Twitter update here.
All right, after this play, we're going to get to live look in on the end of that Wilson CSP game. Wilson, they're making the long trip up. Has a throw there by the quarterback for Grand Island. And it was picked off. Look at that defender going the other way, and that's an exclamation point for the Trojans. Pick 6 from inside their own zone. They take it in and scored 122 to score. That's another score for the Trojans. And I just got a final out of North Tonawanda. It is the Panthers winning 49-15. That is officially a final. That's from our very own Joe Kraus doing PA over in the Lumberyard. Tough night for the Lumberjacks, though, in that game.
So, Francis, I think we just all learned something tonight. You can produce. You also can do play-by-play. That was really
I don't know about that.
He's trying to show me up tonight.
It looks like that extra point was blocked. So why don't we go back to Wilson, where Franklinville, Ellicottville. I keep getting Franklinville, Ellicottville, and CSP confused. I apologize for you guys out there. Franklinville, Ellicottville, minute 3 away from a victory after making a very long trek up to Wilson.
So I'm new to high school football, second year. CSP, what's that stand for?
Clymer, Sherman, Panama.
See, I knew there was Clymer and Sherman in Panama. You said Panama?
Panama,
yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, they won they won state titles 2018, 2019, and I kind of alluded to earlier. They have a couple of guys who are back from, or a couple of younger brothers on the team. Remember Garrett Hinsdale was the quarterback. His brother's playing. Cameron Barmore, he was the wide receiver, defensive tackle. He has a younger brother. There was Sally Watson, who was a lineman, her younger brother. So we had that in our Western New York Athletics football report. That was one of our stories. It was a sort of extra source of motivation this year for the CSP team. But this is Franklinville, Ellicottville that I keep forgetting about. Joe, you didn't correct me. But Franklinville, Ellicottville, last year's finalists, I should mention some of those guys. Gianno Nunzo, he did one of the best performances last week. I think he may have been, I think he was the top rusher passer in all of Class D last year, and one of the top in the entire area as well.
Francis, we do have a final update here. Ooh, they're coming in hot now. Let's see. Nick Reed on phase easily converts a 30-yard field goal. I'll net it up. Let's see. I don't think that's actually for Buffalo. I apologize. Some of them have come across, but Bennett beat Clarence 36-7 in that game. That is a final. On Cheektowaga, Lewport, Cheektowaga won 45-7.
And we just want to stick with this till the end of it as Franklinville, Ellicottville making the trip up to Wilson. Want to be clear on that one. The problem is we don't have our scoreboard down here, so it's throwing me off. They were having some technical difficulties with our scoreboard, so I'm only see the numbers here. So our graphics aren't working for that one. As the Titans are going to nail it down. Remember, they were finalists last year in Class C, and they look to be heading back to the stadium this year.
Now let's switch it over to Orchard Park, Jamestown. It looks like we have Jamestown on the move here, under 10 minutes to go in that fourth quarter, so the game's sped up a little bit here. With Trey Drake driving again here. Let's get some sound in with
Sean and Jake.
Sean and Jake, yeah.
Around. And I've been saying it, Sean O'Brien's been very sure-handed in the few looks he's been getting. He's someone I'd look to in the red zone, especially if the first read isn't there, because he seems to be getting open on his free release over the middle when they do use him like that as a receiver.
And we had an official's timeout as they're making sure they have the correct spot of the ball. Let's make it third down. Looks like they moved it up a little bit, too. They got about a yard to go.
Yeah, they can pretty much do whatever they want here. They can run anything because they're gonna have two downs to get a yard.
As O'Brien will motion over, and so does Rodone right as well. 3 wide receiver set. Here's the snap. Bobbled. Drake brought down immediately.
Shades of last week at Lancaster. If it's on the table, it's there, and just their wound. And now it's going to be a 4th and 7.
Pitlock able to come up big to make the tackle, wrapping down Drake. 7. Jamestown is down by 5 points. And as we've seen so far throughout this game, both defenses have struggled to keep points off the board. Big 4th down. Drake, incomplete. Intended receiver with Darius Freeney, and it was the man who got one of.
We are going to head over to our other game tonight, CSP Randolph. This is where CSP is. They're facing Randolph, and Randolph looking to close out a victory. A big run up the middle. Trying to see who that was, but a big run there. Run to the 5. Looks like the Cardinals looking to try to add another score before the end of this game. As we bring back the audio from Norman Collin, as we bring them in, I do want to make a point here. You know, some might say you're already up 10, don't run up the score. But an important thing in high school is, you know, league games. One of the biggest tiebreakers for actually, let's get to this play and then I'll explain it.
Kneel this one down. They're looking for another score here. Get those stats nice and high. Hind on the outside. Stop short.
Okay, as we're waiting for the next play, I'll explain it. So, Joe, one of the big things in the play, how they determine play, the big tiebreakers is point differential, and it goes maximum plus 20 and minimum minus 20. So that so if you're up about 10 points, you have every reason to try to score once, maybe even twice, so you can cross that 20-point threshold. So, you know, when that tiebreaker comes, you can say you did the best you could in that game. You didn't leave anything out on the field in that game. Oh, as we have a big play.
30, 20, 10, and he's gone for another Orchard Park touchdown. The
As we're back to the Randolph CSP game, Randolph driving here. Francis, you're talking about the 20-point threshold.
The sophomore for 6.
And like I said, okay, a touchdown drive is still really good, and just Jamestown did not learn the first time. Pass to Switek to the left, got 10 yards. They go to the right, and he's gone.
Exciting game here back and
okay,
forth.
so it's not over yet, but man, Orchard Park needed that breathing room. They needed that bad.
A 64-yard touchdown reception coming from the sophomore, and the kick
is good there, and kick over here is good. I don't think you can get any better than that.
Yeah.
2 back-to-back touchdowns and extra points.
Yeah, so you saw that one exactly live. Unfortunately, we missed the Randolph, but Randolph did extend that lead to 35-18 with 1:41 to go.
Yeah, so again, so late in the game, it's always, if you're not over 20 points, you're always going to, if you're ahead, you're always going to try to get another touchdown so you can get that 20 points, because you never know. We've seen it so many times. If there's a tiebreaker, it could come down to 1 or 2 points. So you have every interest. So I wouldn't consider it running up the score unless you're over 20. Unless you're facing a team that's over 20 points, they're still running up the score. They're still trying to score. You're getting to running up the score territory. But if it's under 20, they're just trying to get a playoff spot. It's nothing personal, Joe.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get a little defensive when I get myself run up on and stuff. But I mean, I've been on both sides. I mean, listen, I've had a team where we've felt like we got a score run up, and teams where we've run the score up. So I've seen both sides of it. It's a tough situation, but ultimately, you're doing what's best for your team, especially with that 20-point threshold.
All right, you can see 1:41 left to go in this game. I don't think we'll be able to give you the conclusion of the Jamestown Orchard Park game because it's not technically we can't technically broadcast it live, but we are going to put it out on tape delay. It's over. We did promise people 10 o'clock we'd put that out, but we can't start the broadcast until the recording's over. So that's going to be so the tape delay is going to be a little delayed tonight because this game is so close. But be sure to tune in for that game when we're going to air it in its entirety over there. That certainly is going to be a fun watch before you go to bed. So something to look forward to tonight. Text your friend, say, hey, I was watching the Friday night final drive. This Orchard Park Jamestown game was pretty awesome. We were doing live look-ins on it. We were watching the Friday night final drive. And he said, and you're like, when it starts tonight, you better be watching.
Yeah, and definitely, the 8 games that we showed you, by far, the best game of the night, just back and forth in regards to points and just, the action that we saw here. So I think we're going to wrap around after this game, right? Because this is the last 2 games we have.
Yeah, these are the
CSP and Orchard Park Jamestown.
Yeah, these are the last 2 games. Everything else went final tonight, at least of our games that we had in our. And it looks like we do have another final for Donia defeating LED Limestone 26-3.
Excuse me, Francis. That's my job. I got the computer in front of me, but that's okay.
Even though it's my computer,
it is your computer. You have an iMac. It's one thing. Well, I have what is an iMac, right? And then what's the big one? The one that no one has, the monitor. I have so many things, but I don't have the something like this for you. But yeah, so it's been a good night here. I mean, we've seen a lot of action, a lot of touchdowns here. So let me put you on the spot here, Francis. So we saw the 8 games here. Let's quickly just go over the scores here, as Orchard Park, Jamestown continue to go on under about 1:23 to go in that CSP Randolph game. So we'll go over the scores. Franklin Ellicottville 36-16, right? Randolph CSP 35-18. That's still going on. Williamsville East beat Hamburg 27-8. It's 47-35 Orchard Park over Jamestown right now. Grand Island, West Seneca East on the road 41-7. North Tonawanda, Sweet Home with the 40 is at 49. Apologies, 49-15. We didn't get anything from Frontierville North. I apologize, and then Southwestern 24-0 over Depew. So looking at the big whiteboard, and thank you again for everything done to help us out. Which game did you feel like really just was a little bit surprised?
I don't want to say surprised. I want to say I'm trying to think of the right word. I'm going to pick out that Will East Hamburg game. I mentioned before we saw Will East made a statement last week. They beat a Will South team. Well, you could say, Will South, they have a new coach, Joe Licata. They just got there was a new quarterback coming that came in last minute. They think they're still trying to figure out their offense. You could say, maybe Will East got, I don't want to say lucky, but, they got the right opponent to put a good game up on. But they come out against a Hamburg team, which I know lost pieces from last year, but is still a formidable opponent, and they took care of business, 27-8. Their running back, who had a Connolly Cup nomination last week, he showed up. Sansone, we saw him make a couple of good passes. We'll see the stats in a couple of days, the final stats from this game, see how exactly he did, but he looked like he did a little better. I was talking to Coach Chirillo recently. He thought Coach Sansone, he said Sansone may have been a little under the weather last week, so he thinks he's fully healthy, got a good week of practice in. So, but you saw Willie's team put it together for a second game in a row, and I think they're going to be forced to reckon with. And then you see down that Game 6 we have Sweet Home, North Tonawanda. Sweet Home also had a blowout last week. They're going to face off in Week 4, so 2 weeks from tomorrow on a Saturday. That is going to be a fun game.
So just a scoring update here for our St. Francis. 10 minutes left. The Red Raiders trail 21-18 to Kellenberg. As the Randolph CSP game nearing the end of conclusion with 5 seconds left, the pass, and Randolph's going to pick that off as basically that's how the game's going to end. So Randolph's going to win this one 35-18. So as we have the only one game left, we can't show you the rest of it, Francis, right, with the Jamestown game. Week 1, overreaction, right? The Bills won last night. It was great. Last year they lost Week 1. Overreaction. Either way, Week 1, you win, lose. Week 2 is really where you determine where your season's going because you're either going to be 2-0, 0-2, 1-1 stuff. Week 2 is just as important as Week 1 in determining the next 6 weeks of your season.
And and you get a little bit of feeling out of how good you are because you see how teams are, facing against, you get a little bit of, a little bit of feel of what else is going on, what other competitions out there, how that competition fares against someone else. You learn a little bit more about your team and how these teams and how they kind of stack up against each other. And it looks like, I think Randolph, it looks like they're kneeling down. I think the defender hit the ground after he intercepted. And in high school, you can't get back up even if you aren't touched. But so they kneeled it down. That's a victory for Randolph. They win 35-18. Randolph moves to 2-0. The last year's Class D sectional champions are 2-0 on the season. We know Franklinville, Ellicottville are also 2-0 on the season. So Class D, the top two guys are back to the top. Let's get a final live look in.
If you need it. Well, they've killed off a good
Orchard Park, Jamestown. Looks like at the Quakers 47-35 lead with about 5 minutes to go. They also have the ball, trying to maybe ice this game from midfield. It looks like that pass is over the middle, over there. So there's a flag on the field. Joe, before we wrap up, why don't we go through Twitter? What are some of the other scores that were coming in? I know you have your thing up. Let me try to pull up on my phone any last-minute scores before we wrap this thing up.
Let me refresh this. Let's see if anything comes up. Nothing to report. We got the Fredonia defeating the Allegheny Limestone 26-3. That's in the mentions. But
we also had, what was the last update? Red Raiders down 21-18, right?
Yep, that was 10 minutes ago. That was just a few minutes ago. While we have a second, obviously, as Francis mentioned, we saw a lot of the Orchard Park Jamestown game. But if you want to watch the full thing, as soon as this game's over, you can catch the call with Jake Fyack and Sean McHugh. That'll be posted on as soon as they can, as that game was under 5 minutes to go. So for tomorrow, WNY Athletics has two games tomorrow. West Seneca West at Kenmore West at 2, and Salamanca at Cleveland Hill also 2. So those are the two games. Please catch those out on the WNY Athletics platforms.
So those are going to be very good games. I just saw South Park one. I believe they faced Amherst tonight, but I want to double-check it on the website to make sure that's who they're facing. Want to get our facts right here. We do Big J journalism here.
Yeah.
So they so they were facing. So South Park, they come out 44-0 win. That, I have to admit, it's a little surprising. We saw the Sparks lost. They kind of got punched in the mouth. I believe they were facing Frontier last week. Yep. They lost, got punched in the mouth a little bit. An Amherst team that beat Starpoint. They hadn't had an opening season victory in a long time, but they come out, get the win. But it's the Sparks bouncing back in week 2, making a statement against Amherst 44-0. I can't. It's a pretty big bounce back, 44-0. You can't ask for much more than that.
Talk about coming back from your week 1 and just shutting that team out, which is impressive. So like we said, we showed 8 games tonight. Well, 7. Unfortunately, we couldn't catch the one. But it's been good, and I think this is a great thing that we're doing this year, Francis. Right, with the live cut-ins, a little bit different format than last year, with that red zone type feel. We were on the air for tonight, for 2 hours, right? 2 hours.
Yeah, just over 2 hours. We got on at 7:30.
Yeah,
tonight.
Not bad. A lot of credit for the guys who do this in the NFL Red Zone. It's not easy going to game, but this was a lot of fun tonight. I can't wait for week 3 next week, which, geez, with how fast this whole season's going already, going to week 3 next week in the days, I feel like tomorrow will be Friday as it is.
Yeah, so I think, and I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'll be at the Kenmore West Seneca West game. I'll be producing that game. We have John Karuba and Jim Craig, who you might not know the name of. He's a legendary guy in the officiating world, and he's been around high school football for a long time. So that's sure to be a good broadcast from Crosby Field. I have to make the trek to the other side of the tracks, unfortunately.
And who's doing the other game?
The other game is we're going to have our Jamestown crew. So the guys who are doing the Randolph game, I believe it's going to be Norm, will be up there. And actually, we're going to have Tim Chifa, who we've
Tim,
had a bunch of broadcasts past year. He'll be making his debut this season as Salamanca makes the big travel up to Cleveland Hill. So you can catch that one also too. So both games at 2 o'clock, doubleheader. No reason not to get any football tomorrow.
Yeah, our Southern Tier guys will be happy to actually come up to the the South towns and the city because they usually do a lot of games down there, right?
Yeah, they do a lot of games up here, so we decided to call them up. We figured, they did Salamanca last week, so let them do Salamanca again. So if you're any Salamanca people watching, you can stay home tomorrow. You don't have to make the trek up. You can watch right on Western New York Athletics. You guys know Norm. Tim Chifa knows the game of football almost as good as anybody, so I'm sure that'll be a great broadcast there. But I think that'll wrap it up for us.
Yeah, that'll wrap us up for week 2 on the Friday final drive.
Friday night final drive.
Francis, it's so good to be back in the saddle with you. We've done some football games, but being in the studio with you is a lot of fun. We did a lot of the Section 6 playoffs coverage with you last year. So next week, right? Week 3, be here before we know. So, Francis, do you want to end it?
Oh, yeah, I do actually want to mention we already have our first Week 3 game confirmed Thursday night football. It is going to be Kenmore East at South Park. Of course, the Sparks just won 44-0. That'll be 7 o'clock from All High Stadium. Jack Cruiser, Mike Fata on the call. So we got 2 games Saturday, and we already have Week 3 started for you as well.
Thank you so much for watching the Friday Night Final Drive presented to you by Howard Hanna and Western New York Immediate Care. For Francis Beck, I'm Joe Daniel. We'll see you next week here on WNMA Athletics.
Life can be full of surprises, but not always the good kind. That's why we're committed to providing safe, quick, and cost-effective care, and we keep it simple. Just walk in. We're here for you. Learn more today.
There's nothing better than owning the perfect house to come home to. You've earned it, and we'll make it happen. Our local real estate experts and in-house team of financial professionals make buying or selling your home simple. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.